Ever wondered how it would be if hope had a shape? Good evening, dear wanderer of the internet. You have arrived at a friendly neighborhood art enthusiast, whether by fate or maybe a misclick. But if it is a misclick, then welcome to my video. Anyways, let me introduce you to myself. My name is Maheen, and I like to draw. I paint sometimes, and today I am going to be painting something that's not usually painted.
I am stronger than before. I know.
Okay, while getting everything that I need for today, I'm going to be telling you why I'm painting something that isn't or can't be painted. But first, I think we shall begin with our painting. So it is something that is actually felt. It is a feeling, and it's something more of an abstract. You know what it is? It's hope. Yes, hope. It's something my sleep schedule doesn't have. Neither does my grades, sadly. So before I tell you more to it, I think I should first define to you what hope actually is. So, hope is an optimistic state of mind, desire and a confident expectation for positive outcomes, even in difficult circumstances. It is a kind of anticipation. I think I should cut that accent. It stays when nothing else does, and that is why I chose hope to be my painting today. And we will begin with our background. I know, the background is very black. I did use a shade of blue in it, but still, it still looks so black. But anyways, there are several stuff and several things that actually can resemble hope in a very different way. I think one of which are jellyfishes. Jellyfishes are seawater creatures, and they're very beautiful. They resemble hope in a very beautiful way. I'm not going to paint jellyfishes because they're beautiful and they are the kind of creatures that kind of roam around in the ocean. Those floating, wobbly creatures that look like umbrellas designed by a poet who had not slept in weeks, and yet they shall symbolize hope. So, hope, like jellyfish, is often underestimated and mildly terrifying if mishandled. Do you know that? Okay, so you see, hope is not loud and it does not stomp. It does not shout motivational quotes at you before sunrise. Hope drifts. It survives not by force but by continuance, much like this jellyfish that I'm painting, who I remind you possesses no brain and yet somehow manages existence better than most of us. Here is something most people might not know. Jellyfishes have no heart and they don't have any lungs. They don't have any grand plans for the future. They just take in the world exactly as it comes, and still they glow. Which brings us to another quiet miracle. Some jellyfishes do not glow to be beautiful. They glow to startle and scare predators. Hope too is sometimes not gentle. Sometimes it is defaint. A flare fired into the dark that says, I'm still here, you can be scared. And hope isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, drifting through the darkness like a jellyfish in the deep sea. And it's delicate and it's transparent and it's almost weightless, yet somehow it glows through endless waters and silent depths. As I paint this jellyfish, I am reminded that hope can be like this too. Not always strong and blazing, but gentle, glowing, and impossible to extinguish even in the darkest ocean. Hope still shines. Painting this jellyfish actually gave me a chance. Actually made me learn so much about jellyfishes, so much about hope too, and how they both beautifully link to each other. That's why I decided on giving hope a shape. Giving hope a shape of a jellyfish. Okay, so I have a question for all of you still watching, and I mean still watching. If hope had a color, not the one you think you should choose, but the one it truly feels to you, what would it be? I want you all to answer me. Now, another marvel while we add these fascinating brushstrokes is that jellyfish can sleep, not dramatically, not snoring, but they can enter rest cycles, proving that even creatures without brains understand that existence is exhausting. If a brainless being may rest without guilt, perhaps we too may lie down without apology. And there are some jellyfish that possess eyes with lenses. They cannot think, they cannot plan, yet they can see. So perhaps clarity does not require intelligence, only presence. OMG, period. And jellyfish have drifted through Earth's oceans for over 500 million years. They have witnessed extinctions, cataclysms, the rise and the fall of worlds, and they did not harden. They remain soft. That, I think, is Hope's greatest rebellion. Now you have reached the greatest did you know part of the video. So, did you know that there is a specific type of species of jellyfishes known as Turritopsis horni? This is a type of jellyfish when it's hurt, it's tired, or it's aged, it can reverse their age, which means it can simply go back to its baby form and to its childhood and can live its life again. Now imagine that luxury. I would personally go back to the year I thought bangs were a good idea, but no, they weren't. They were just a regret. And so this is a so-called immortal jellyfish. Hope, I think, is rather just like that. Bruised, it is bent and exhausted, yet somehow capable of beginning again. Now as I keep adding these strokes, I realize something rather more interesting. Hope does not look the same forever. For some people, it might be a sunrise, and for others, it might be a door finally opening. And for some, it might simply be the quiet belief that tomorrow will not feel exactly like today. For me, today it looked like this. A jellyfish. A soft creature drifting through waters it cannot control. There is no map, and there is no plan. No certainty about where the currents will take it, and yet it keeps moving. Not quickly, not in a hurry, just forward. Perhaps that is all hope has ever really been. It is not a promise, and it's not a guarantee either. Just a quiet refusal to sink. And so as I gently trace these last tendrils across the canvas, I think about how hope moves the same way, without force, without hurry, just flowing, shaping, reaching into the dark. And if hope truly had a shape, I think it might look something just like this. Sometimes all hope needs is the courage to keep floating. Even when everything around is dark, even when it doesn't need to glow, it still does. Because hope, like this jellyfish, does not give up. It simply remains. And thank you for drifting through this tiny ocean of thoughts with me. If you stayed until the end, I suppose that something here resonated with you, and if it did, you're always welcome to float back here. I shall reveal to you the final painting.
Full release, winter sleep, spring new life, summer thrive. Full release, winter sleep, spring new life, summer